A lot of us want our kids to grow up to be doctors or lawyers and such, but then again, there's an awful good living to be made in air conditioning and in landscaping in the Low Country, particularly considering the weather we have had and this very wet summer as well. But where are those people coming from? Where are we getting our help? And do we have enough of it? Morgan Canty talked with two local business leaders about that.
You may have noticed now hiring signs in the windows of businesses all over Beaufort County. That's not just a coincidence. Business owners say that there is in fact a lack of skilled labor in the area.
Skilled labor is a big challenge for companies like mine. You know, not just anybody can come off the street and pick up the tools and the knowledge and to be able to go out and do what we do. So there has to be a source of education. Currently, you know, here locally, technicians can be trained at the technical college. The caveat with that is that there's only so many spots, so many people that they can train at one time, and there's only so many hours in a day, as it is. You know, there's 60, 70 some odd heating and air conditioning companies in Beaufort County alone, irregardless of the rest of the area, and the area is growing. So we are constantly trying to find new ways of finding that skilled labor. There's several things that we're doing, and one of those is we're still utilizing the technical college. The product that they produce is an exceptional product. However, we have to look above and beyond that. So we have been hiring folks that may have been former automotive mechanics or other mechanical type people, and brought them into the heating and air conditioning world and teach them about air conditioning. We have a very large training department that we do in-house. So we are taking folks that have that zero experience and getting them into a truck with somebody on the job experience, on the job training, and fine-tuning and turning them into mechanics quicker than old, if you will, always prior to. When somebody comes out of TCL with a 2-year degree under their belt in heating and air conditioning, they've got the basic points, they've got the abilities and the education to know the ins and outs of a heating and air conditioning refrigeration system. They may not have, or some may have, some on-the-job experience, but because the labor pool, as I like to call it, is so shallow here, you know, you don't want to dive in head first. So because that pool is so shallow, we're trying to work different ways to complete the goal. And the goal is to have the finest trained, finest employees that we can put out on the market to go into your home, into your business, and make those repairs. We also are utilizing the manufacturers here in the region as well as across the country. We've sent employees to upstate New York, in Ohio, Arkansas, all different places where manufacturers will, you know, give an immense amount of training in a short period of time to help us meet that goal as well. I think that's a question that's been asked for so many years, and if somebody knew the exact answer for that, we could all probably retire. I could write a book on it. But it is what it is. I think some of that has to do with the quick growth that this area has so fast. You know, it may have come in spurts previous to the recession and now afterwards. You know, this area is growing. People are still moving here. In talking with rental companies, they don't have any properties available to rent. All right, that tells me that people are moving back. There's a lot of great jobs around here, so it's not just us. You know, there are plenty of jobs, but there are more people than there are jobs. So it's a tough question, and I don't think it's only seen in my business. And talking to colleagues in the professional world, entertainment, other construction type, it's tough. The labor pool across the board it's tough right now.
Well, as the economy picks up, there's just more people out there competing for business. The resorts are full, so they're competing for those same people. The restaurants, it's just more competition, more jobs, so it's tougher to find good people. Well, certainly in our business, it's labor. Trying to find good people, trying to train good people, but labor is the biggest problem we're facing right now. Yeah, those days are gone. We used to have 3 or 4 or 5 people waiting at the shop looking for jobs. Nowadays, we have to go out and find those people. It's difficult to come by. We've really sort of changed over the last couple years. In the past, we might do ads in the paper or just word of mouth. And nowadays, we're using a lot of social media, Craigslist, Facebook, and we're also upping our incentives for our employees. We found that we found the best people if our current employees bring them in. So we've increased our incentives for them to help us find people. It just makes it more difficult. In the past, you might have 10 people to choose from for a job or 3 or 4 people to choose from for a job. And nowadays, there are a lot less people to choose. And so we have to train them more. We have to spend more time vetting them. We're more selective in the hiring process. And we really have to spend a lot more time, effort, and money in the training process.
Even though these business owners have had to adapt, the issue of the lack of skilled labor still remains.